Good morning. Myself T. Usha Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, Erode Sengundar Engineering College. Today, I am going to discuss about Introduction to Mass Transfer. What is mass? First of all, we know what is mass and what is weight. Mass. Mass is refers to the quantity of matter in an object. The mass is a fundamental property of an object. A numerical measures of its inertia and fundamental measure of amount of matter in the object. This is called mass. Mass have there is no unit. So weight. Weight is the gravitational force acting on the mass of the body. So weight has the unit gram. So W is equal to mass into gravitational force. That is mass equal to m into g, where W means weight, m means mass kg, and gram means g means acceleration of gravity. That is unit is meter per seconds. Then we discuss about what is mass transfer. Mass transfer is a movement of mass from one location to another location by meaning of maybe a stream or phase or fraction or component to another phase. This is called mass transfer operation. These are the many mass transfer operations are available. That is absorption, evaporation, adsorption, drying, precipitation, membrane filtration, and distillation. This is the introduction of mass transfer. When a system contains two or more components whose concentration vary from point to point, there is a natural tendency for mass to be transferred, minimizing the concentration difference within a system. The transport of one component from a region of higher concentration to that of lower concentration due to the concentration gradient is called mass transfer operation. Generally, what is mass transfer means the one component is transferred one phase to another phase, that is higher concentration to lower concentration due to concentration gradient, that is called mass transfer operation. The mass transfer within a fluid mixture or across a phase boundary is process that plays a major role in many industrial process. These are the common example of mass transfer operations. A lump of sugar added to a cup of coffee, it dissolves eventually, it diffuses to make a concentration uniform. And another one example is many of air day by day experiences also involve mass transfer. And also water evaporates from pond to increase the humidity of passing air stream. This also another one example of mass transfer operations. And perfume present a pleasant fragrance which is imported throughout the surrounding atmosphere. Another example is dispersion of gas from stacks. And another one is removal of pollutant from plant discharged by streams of absorption, stripping of gas from wastewater, neutron diffusion within nuclear reactors. Another one example is air conditioning process. These are the some of the common example of mass transfer process, evaporation of water from pond to the atmosphere, and another one is purification of blood in the kidneys and liver. Then next one is desalination, distillation of alcohol. Then these are the industrial process of mass transfers include separation of chemical components in distillation columns, absorbers such as scrubber, adsorber, using activated carbon beds and liquid extractions. The number of unit operations carried out in chemical engineering applications which do not involve chemical reactions. So mass transfer only involving unit operation. There is no chemical reaction involved in this process. These operations are carried out by separating either by component by mechanical means screening, filtration, salting, increasing its concentration in a mixer. The definition of the final definition of mass transfer is the mass transfer is transfer of mass from one phase to another phase is called mass transfer operation. This is the classification of mass transfer operations. The all the operations are coming under these three categories. First one is gas liquid operation. Another one is liquid operations. Third one is fluid solid. Fluid solid means in this operation involving solid, liquid, gas. Three phases are involving gas liquid. Only gas and liquid phases are involving liquid operations in The involving operation, liquid phases only involving. In this first gas liquid operations, is gas liquid operations, it contains absorption, desorption, humidification, dehumidification, distillation. So, first of all, what is absorption? So in this operation involving only two phases, one phase is gas, another phase is liquid. So the transfer of solute from gas mixture to solvent. In this process, the solute from a gas mixture is a gas phase and solvent is a liquid phase. The two phases are involving the transfer of component from gas phase to liquid phase. That is called absorption process. That is main example is removal of ammonia from gas, byproduct of coke ovens using water. Another one operation is desorption. This is the reverse of absorption. The removal of ammonia from ammonia water solution using air. In this phase, the another one is humidification, transfer of liquid to gas phase. In this operation, is the component is liquid to gas is transferred. Contacting dry gas with pure liquid. This process is humidification. Example, air conditioning. Another operation is dehumidification operation. In this, the reverse of humidification operation, that is transfer of vapor component from gas vapor mixture to a liquid base by contacting them. Example, transferring of water vapor from air water vapor mixture to liquid water. Then last one is distillation. This is the based on the boiling point difference, the components were separated using heat energy. This operation is known as distillation process. Many of the industries using this operation, majorly in petroleum and alcohol industry, using distillation operations. In this method, the separation mainly depend upon the relative volatility. Volatility means the tendency to vaporize the component, and gas were all component present in both the phases. Majorly used for petroleum process by application of heat. Then second operation is liquid operation. In this operation, the liquid only the both the phases are in liquid. Mainly only one unit operation is available, that is extraction operation. The separation of component, that is solute from liquid mixture using another insoluble or partially miscible solvent used to separate the process. This operation is known as extraction process. Then in extraction process, there are two phases are available. One is extracting phase, another one is raffinate phase. In extracting phase, having high amount of, that is extracting high amount of solvent is present in this phase, and residual phase is majorly liquid phase. Example, the separating the dioxin from water, dioxin solution using benzene as a solvent. In this, dioxin is a solute and the feed solvent is water. Both are present in solution. We are separating the dioxin. So we are adding the another one solvent, that is benzene, that is known as a extracting solvent. In the benzene completely dissolved in dioxin, the component is separated, that is the extract phase, and another one is only water, that is raffinate phase. We are separating based on the solubility difference. Then third operation or classification is solid liquid gas. In this operation, three phases are involving. First one is drying. In this, we removal of moisture from a solid substance. Example, removal of water from cloth, paper, adsorption. Cloth, paper, etc. Then next, adsorption. This is the based on the surface phenomena, the components were separated. The adsorption involves contact of solid with either a liquid or gaseous mixture in which a specific substance from the mixture concentrate the solid surface. Example, the removal of color from solutions using activated carbon. Activated carbon is a solid phase, and colored solution is a liquid phase. Leaching. Separating a soluble solute from a solid mixture by contacting it with a solvent is known as leaching. Main example is Extraction of oil from oil seeds using hexane. So oil seed is a solid phase. In that solid phase, we having the oil in liquid form. Using that hexane, the hexane is separating the oil from oil seeds. Then for another last one is the crystallization process. The process of forming solid particle with a homogeneous phase. The form example may the formation of crystals from sugar from a concentrated sugar solution, majorly used for a fertilizer industry. Crystallization operation is used for fertilizer industry and sugar industry. The next topic is this the basic principles of mass transfer operations. Now, on this next the topic is diffusivity. So first of all, we know what is diffusion. So diffusion means the higher concentration it transferred to higher concentration. The molecules are moved to lower concentration. This that is the solute transferred from left to right. The movement of solution is due to the concentration gradient is called diffusion operation. The higher concentration, the movement of higher concentration, the movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration due to concentration gradient, that is called diffusion process. This is the diffusion process diagram. So diffusion is under the influence of physical stimulus of individual component through a mixture. The driving force which causes diffusion is concentration gradient of diffusive component. The concentration gradient tends to move the component in such a direction so as to equalize the concentration in two zones. So the concentration is equalized. The higher concentration molecules move to lower concentration. Both the side they equalize. It attain the equilibrium. The movement of individual component through a mixture under the influence of physical stimulus is called diffusivity. The most common cause of diffusion is the concentration gradient in the diffusing constant, majorly in higher concentration, lower concentration due to concentration gradient. The substance move from place of high concentration to low concentration. Majorly, the molecules move from higher to lower. The rate at which solute moves at any point in any direction depend upon the concentration gradient at the point and in that direction. So let n be the flux. It related to the flux fixed location and J is the diffusional flux. It constitutes the relative to the average molar velocity of all components. So the diffusivity or diffusion coefficient DAB of component A in a solution in B is defined as the ratio of flux to concentration gradient, that is JA is equal to dCA by dEz in J, that diffusional flux is directly proportional to concentration gradient. We are removing the proportionality constant. We are introducing one constant, that is DAB. That is nothing but diffusion coefficient. So JA is equal to minus DAB dCA by dS. Why we are introducing negative means the concentration is decreases higher to lower. So that's why we are introducing negative sign for DAB, which is the fixed first law of diffusion written in the Z direction. In this equation, we are taking only Z direction. The diffusivity is the characteristics of its constituent and depend upon the environment like temperature, pressure, and concentration, the state of diffusing component, and the nature of another component. Some liquid A is taken as diffusivity cell. The concentration of liquid vapor jet above the liquid surface is vapor pressure of the liquid. If a stream of air being drawn along the top of the edge of the cell, the concentration of liquid vapor is determined by the amount of liquid vapor present in the atmospheric air. The diffusion that occurs in the case of diffusion of acetone A through stagnant air B. Since the height of the liquid cell is not maintained constant, it maintained constant based on the time. It will maybe vary means that operation is pseudo steady state diffusion. Diffusion model can be used. It constant means we can apply fixed first law. So that based on the time it will be vary means we can apply pseudo steady state operation on diffusion. According to this model, the equation is derived. DAB is equal to rho RT PBM Z2 minus Z1 2M PT into PA1 minus PA2 into theta. So DAB means diffusivity of A in stagnant B. Rho means density of liquid. R means universal gas constant. The value is 314 joule per kilomole degree Kelvin. Density kg per meter cube. Diffusivity meter square per second. And T means Absolute temperature, the unit is Kelvin. PBM means that is nothing but logarithmic mean vapor pressures, that is unit is Newton per meter square. PT means total pressure, that is unit Newton per meter square. M molecular weight of diffusing liquid, that is acetone, kg per kg mole. PA1 vapor pressure at point 1. PA2 vapor pressure at point. Both PA1 PA2 having the same unit Newton per meter square. Theta means time of diffusion. Unit is seconds. Z1 and Z2 is the final and initial height of this liquid. The unit is meter. The next, the diffusivity of gases can also be calculated from the Wilkie-Lee equation. So the equation is nothing but DAB is equal to 10 to the power minus 4 into 1.084 minus 0.249 into molecular weight of minus 1 plus molecular weight of B component minus 1 power 0.5 into temperature of 1.5 into MA 1 by MA plus 1 by MB power 0.5 divided by PT into RAB square into function of KT by epsilon AB. So where RAB means the molecular separation due to collision, the unit is nanometer. Epsilon AB means energy of molecular attraction. Function of KT by epsilon AB means collision function. MB means molecular weights of component A and component B. The next, diffusivity, that is Fick's first law. So Ja is equal to minus dAb dou Ca by dou Ez. We are removing the proportionality means we are introducing the constant, it is known as mass diffusivity or diffusivity, simply known as diffusion coefficient. The diffusivity is normally reported the unit is meter square per second or centimeter square per second. And diffusivity majorly depend upon temperature and pressure and composition of the system. So majorly diffusivity is depend on temperature, pressure and concentration of that system. General range value of diffusivity. There are three phases are available. One is gas, liquid and solid. Three phases having diffusion or diffusion. So gases, the diffusivity range is 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 to 1 into 10 to the power minus 5 unit meter square per second. And liquids, the range is 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power minus 9. Solids, 5 and 10 to the power minus 14 to 1 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter square per second. So gases, the diffusion is very fast. Liquids compared to gas, the diffusion is slow. And compared to solids, the compared to liquid is very slow. In the absence of experimental data, semi-theoretical expressions have been developed which approximation sometimes as a valid experimental values due to difficulties encountered in experimental measurements. In table, some values of DAB are given in few gas, liquid, and solids. Diffusivity of gases at low density are almost composition independent. Low density is present means that is composition independent. It increases the temperature and very inversely with the pressure. Liquid and solid diffusion is strongly concentration dependent. Gases when the it is low density gases we are using means it is independent to composition, but it increases, temperature increases, diffusivity increases. But inversely, pressure increases, diffusivity decreases. It is inversely proportional. But liquid and solid is strongly depend upon concentration, increases with increasing temperature. Diffusivity in gases. Pressure dependence of diffusivity is given by diffusivity is inversely proportional to pressure for moderate range of pressure up to 25 atmosphere. And temperature dependency when the DAB is directly proportional to T temperature 3 by 2. Diffusivity of component of mixture can be calculated using the diffusivity for the binary pairs involved in the mixture. The relation is Wilkie equation. This is the Wilkie equation. And then next, we moving to diffusivity in liquids. Before that, we have discussed about diffusivity in gases. After that, we discussed about diffusivity in liquids. Diffusivity in liquids are exemplified by the values given in table. Most of these values are nearer to 10 10 to the power minus 5 centimeters square per second and about 10,000 times slower than those in dilute gases. This characteristics of liquid diffusion often limits the overall rate of process occurring in the liquids, such as reaction between two components in liquids. In chemistry, diffusivity limit the rate of acid-base reaction in the chemical industry. Diffusion is responsible for rates of liquid-liquid extraction. Diffusion in liquid is important because it's slow. So compared to diffusion in gases, the liquid is slow. Certain molecules diffuse as a molecules when other which designated as electrolytes ionize in solution and diffuse as ions. For example, sodium chloride, that is NaCl, diffuses in water as a Na plus and Cl minus. Though each ion has different mobility, the electrical neutrality of the solution indicates the ions must diffuse at the same rate. According, Accordingly, it is the possible to speak of diffusion coefficient of molecular electrolytes such as NaCl. However, if the several ions are present, the diffusion rates of the individual cations and anions must be considered. The molecular diffusion coefficient have no meaning. We are considering cations and ions means the molecular diffusion coefficient is having no meaning. The diffusivity varies inversely with viscosity when the ratio of solute to solvent ratio exceeds 5. The extremely high viscosity materials, diffusion becomes independent of viscosity. Then we move on to diffusivity in solids. So the typical diffusivity in solid is very, very low compared to liquids. Typical value of diffusivity in solids are shown in table. One outstanding characteristics of these values is that smaller size, usually thousands times less than those in liquid, which are in 10,000 times less than those in gas. Diffusion plays a major role in catalysis and it's important to the chemical engineering. For metallurgists, diffusion of atoms within the solid is more important. The movement of an individual component through a mixture under the influence of physical stimulus is called diffusivity. The most common case of diffusion is the concentration gradient of the diffusing component. The substance moves from place of high concentration to low concentration. The rate at which solute moves at a point in the direction depend upon the concentration gradient at the point and its that direction. Rate of diffusion may be most conveniently expressed in terms of molar flux or moles per time into area. The molar flux, the unit is moles per time into area. The area being measured in a direction normal to the diffusion path. In non-uniform solution containing two or more components, both component diffuses in this leads to the use of two fluxes to describe the motion of each component. Diffusivity is the characteristics of its component and depend on the environment like temperature, pressure, concentration, the state of diffusing component and the nature of the components. Some liquid A is taken in a diffusivity cell. The concentration of liquid vapor just above the liquid surface is the vapor pressure of the liquid. If the stream of air is being drawn along the top edge of the cell, the concentration of liquid vapors there is determined by the amount of liquid vapor present in the atmospheric air. Then next we move on to surface evaporation. The diffusion concept is completed. Then we move to surface evaporation. Surface evaporation is most often difficult parameter to estimate. So the evaporation is continuously moves water from the surface to the atmosphere. This picture shows the water moves from surface to the atmosphere. The next definition of evaporation: process by which water is changed from the liquid or solid state into gaseous state through the transfer of heat energy. It occurs when some water molecules attain sufficient kinetic energy to break through the water surface and escape into the atmosphere. That is, 600 calories needed to evaporate 1 gram of water. So we can evaporate the 1 gram of water means we needed 600 kilocalories approximately. So depend on the supply of heat energy, the vapor pressure gradient, which is in turn depends upon the water and air temperature, wind, atmospheric pressure, solar radiation, etc. This is the evaporation picture. Like that, the evaporation will take place. Then, heat of evaporation. There are two basic mechanisms by which moisture gets into atmosphere: evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation is just a phase change in water. Evaporation means just a phase change in water, that is liquid to vapor. It is induced by the addition of energy, enough energy, that is called evaporation. Transpiration is the process by which water escapes from the living plant and enters the atmosphere. Transpiration means process by which water vapor escape from the living plant and enters to the atmosphere. That is called transpiration. Then next move on to surface evaporation. If when a liquid surface is kept open to the atmosphere, the concentration difference is set in between the liquid surface and atmospheric air. At the liquid surface, the partial pressure of vapor equals the vapor pressure of the liquid at the surface temperature. So the partial pressure of the liquid away from the liquid surface is determined by the amount of liquid vapor present in the atmosphere. Because of this concentration difference, there will be a steady transfer of liquid into atmosphere. The steady, the steady rate of evaporation is given by Himo's equation, that is dW by A into d theta is equal to K into Pi into Pg of N, where dW is weight of water removed by evaporation. A means cross-sectional area of the beaker, meter square, unit is meter square. D theta means time taken at the particular temperature. The unit is denoted as K. P1 is partial pressure of the experimental temperature, and P2 is also partial pressure. Sorry, Pg means partial pressure of water vapor at room temperature. K, N are the constant of Humu's equation. These values of constant are calculated by the conducting different set of evaporation experiment at different temperatures. Then we move on to liquid extraction. So liquid extraction, sometimes called solvent extraction, is the separation of the component of liquid solution by contacting with another soluble or partially soluble liquid. In all such operations, the solution which is to be extracted is called the feed. The liquid with which the feed is contacted is the solvent. So this in this diagram, this is a separating funnel. In this we are having lower density liquid and this is the higher density liquid. Using this funnel tab, we can separate the one layer of that component. This process is known as liquid extraction process. The solvent rich product of the operation is the extract, and residual liquid from which all the solute has been removed is the raffinate. The most common type of system in extraction is that of three liquids in which one pair is soluble. The typical example are water and acetic acid and B. So water is a feed solvent, acetic acid is a solute, and B is the extracting solvent. In this, liquid C completely dissolves in both A and B, that is feed solvent and extracting solvent. But A and B, that is feed solvent and extracting solvent, are dissolves to limited extent or immiscible. The binoidal curve is solubility curve indicating change in A and B rich phases upon addition of C. Any mixture outside this curve will be homogeneous. Mixture inside the curve will be heterogeneous. So in this curve, outside the curve means that is homogeneous. Inside the curve means that heterogeneous mixture. The line joining equilibrium composition of extract and raffinate phase line is called to a tie line. The line joining equilibrium composition of extract and raffinate. The both faces are joining. That line is called tie line. There are infinite number of the line in the two faces, that is heterogeneous region. They are rarely parallel and change their slope slowly in one direction. The last of the tie lines and the point where A rich and B solubility curve merge is called a palate point. It is ordinarily not attain the maximum value of C on the solubility curve. Then next we move on to adsorption process. So adsorption is a surface phenomena majorly used for wastewater treatment. All industry like textile industry, tannery industry, all industries using adsorption process for wastewater treatment. So adsorption is the process in which matter that is extracted from one phase and concentrated at the surface of the second phase, that is interface accumulation. This is the surface phenomena as opposed to absorption where matter changes solution phase. Example, gas transfer. This is demonstrated in the following schematic diagram. This is the bulk phase, absorbing phase, and absorption surfaces. This is the bulk phase for homogeneous phase, constant energy. Then next, we have to remove soluble material from the solution phase, but the material is neither volatile or biodegradable. We often employ adsorption process. Also, adsorption has application elsewhere. We'll discuss in later. That is majorly used for wastewater treatment. Adsorbate. It is materials what being adsorbed. Adsorbent means material doing absorbing. That is the catalyst. Example, activated carbon or ion exchange resins. Chemical adsorption. Some degree of chemical bonding between adsorbate and adsorbent is characterized by strong attractiveness. Adsorbed molecules are not free to move on the surface. There is a high degree of physicity and typically a monolayer is formed. This process is seldom, it is a reversible process. Generally, some combination of physical and chemical adsorption is responsible for activated carbon adsorption in water and wastewater process. Adsorption is often used for removing a certain objectionable odors and impurities from industrial gases such as carbon dioxide to dehumidify air and other gases to recover valuable solvent vapors from dilute mixtures with air and other gases. Adsorption equilibria. If the adsorbent and adsorbate are contacted long enough, an equilibrium will be established. So adsorbent and adsorbate are contacted a long time means the equilibrium will be established between the amount of adsorbate adsorbed and the amount of adsorbate in solution. The equilibrium relation is described by isotherms. Define the following. QE means mass of material adsorbed at equilibrium per mass of adsorbent. CE means equilibrium concentration in solution when amount of adsorbed equals, that is QE. QE by CE, the relationship depend on the type of adsorption that occurs in multilayer or chemical physical adsorptions, etc. This figure shows the isotherms. So in this x-axis, we can take solid liquid phase equilibrium concentration and y-axis fluid phase equilibrium concentration CE. And this is the equilibrium curve. In this is a linear line. Above the equilibrium curve, there is a favorable for adsorbent use. Below the equilibrium curve means there is unfavorable for adsorbent use. Isotherm models. There are four isotherm models are available. One is linear, Langmuir, Bett, and Freundlich. These are the four isotherms available for adsorption process. Langmuir isotherm. This model assumes monolayer coverage and constant binding energy between surface and adsorbate. So this model, the equation is known as QE is equal to K into QA naught into CE divided by 1 plus K dot CE. So QA naught means that is represent the maximum absorption capacity, that is monolayer coverage, gram per solute, gram per adsorbent. CE means It has the unit of milligram per liter. K means the constant, that is unit L per liter per milligram. Bit. Bronner, eminent, and Teller isotherm. This is the most general multi-layer that Langmuir is monolayer. This is the multi-layer model. It assumes that Langmuir isotherm applies to each layer and that no transmigration occurs between layers. It also assumes that there is a equal energy of adsorption for each layer except for the first layer. This is the bed isotherm equation. QE is equal to KB into CE into QA naught by CS minus CE into 1 plus KB minus 1 into CE divided by CS. So CS means saturation, that is solubility limit concentration of the solute. Unit is milligram per liter. Kb means a parameter related to the binding intensity of all layers. Note when Ce is less than Cs and Kb is greater than 1 and K is equal to Kb by Cs. So bed isotherm approaches Langmuir isotherm. Then next move on to Freundlich isotherm. For the special cases, heterogeneous surface energy is particularly good for mixed waste. Is good for mixed waste. In which energy term Kf, where is a function surface coverage, we use the Freundlich model. Q is equal to Kf into Ce power 1 by n. So for Langmuir model, linearized, it gives QE by CE is equal to 1 by Ka into Qa naught plus Ce by Qa naught. A plot Ce by QE versus Ce, it should be given the straight line with the interrupt. So 1 by K dot Qa naught. So and slope 1 by Qa naught, or 1 by Q is equal to 1 by Qa naught plus 1 by K dot Qa naught into 1 by Ce. Here the plot of 1 by QE versus 1 by CE, it should give a straight line with intercept of 1 by QA naught and slope is 1 by K dot QA naught. From Freundlich isotherm, use the log version. The equation is converted into log QE is equal to log Ka plus 1 by n by log C. A log plot should should yield a intercept of log Ka and slope of 1 by n. For Bert isotherm, we can arrange the isotherm equation to get Ce divided by Cs minus Ce into QE is equal to Kb in minus 1 divided by Kb into Qa naught into Ce by Cs plus 1 by Kb into Qa naught. Intercept is 1 by Kb into Qa naught and slope value is Kb minus 1 by Kb into Qa naught into Cs. Factors which affect the adsorption extent and therefore affect the isotherms are adsorbate, that is solubility. In general, as a solubility of solute increases, the extent of adsorption decreases. This is known as the Lundila's rule. Solute-solid surface binding combines with solute-solvent attraction, as discussed earlier. The factors which affect the solubility include molecular size, this 5 molecular weight, low solubility. Ionization solubility is minimum when components are unchanged. Polarity as polarity increases, get higher solubility because water is polar solvent. pH, another parameter is pH. pH often affect the surface change on the adsorbent as well as the charge on the solute. It generally for organic material, as pH goes down, adsorption goes up. The temperature, adsorption reactions are typically exothermic. That is, DH or reaction is generally negative. Here, heat is given off by the reaction, therefore, temperature increases, extent of adsorption decreases. The presence of other solute in general get competition of limited number of sites, therefore, get reduced extent of adsorption or specific material. Then adsorbent. It virtually every solid surface has the capacity to adsorb solutes. So all solid surface having capacity to adsorb the solutes from the wastewater or water treatment point of view. Activated carbon is the adsorbent of choice. Activated carbon prepared for many sources. That is wood material, lignitites, coal, nutshell, bone, and etc. Many are available. This raw material are how to prepare the activated carbon means collecting the raw materials of your wood or lignite or etc. A pyrolysis at high temperature under low oxygen conditions, so we don't get complete combustion. This forms it's called char. The char is activated by heating to 300 to 1000 degrees Celsius in the presence of steam or oxygen or CO2. The result is activated carbon, which is highly porous, microcrystalline material, which resembles the graphite plates with some specific functional group. Example, acetic acid and OH. The major application of the adsorption process is majorly used for water treatment, usually involving the addition of activated carbon as a media to the filtration unit. In some cases, the contactor is added just before the final chlorination step. This is the basics of mass transfer operations. Thank you.